Good evening, viewers, and a warm welcome to the news at 10, read to you by Zodwa Dlamini, alongside Nomakabiso Ngambole. First, let's take a look at stories making headlines tonight. Their Majesties have commissioned the Imbali Regiment to go and cut the reed at Gapamsake and Mpisi Farm. His Majesty King Eswatini III has sanctioned the by-elections process for the filling of Bukopo vacancies in 2 chiefdoms. The Minister of Education says schools will open on the 16th of September. The news in detail. His Majesty King Eswatini III has blessed and appointed Bongiwe Hlachwago as the new Imbali leader. His Majesty unveiled the new Imbali leader at Engabezweni Royal Residence when commissioning Imbali.
His Majesty King Eswatini III has blessed a new leader of the Imbali after some years without a leader. It has been 2 years since the regiment has been without a leader. The new leader was unveiled by His Majesty at Engabezweni Royal Residence when the King was commissioning Imbali to go and cut the reed. His Majesty's order was delivered by Her Royal Highness Princess Sakizwe.
Ngoba semadze malanga solo imbali ide indvuna lebekiwe ithi ingwenyama namuhla ibusisa nangibongiwe Hlachwago.
The current Indvuna has been appointed after Nonduduzo Zubugo, who was the last leader in 2022. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia with Tabiso Dlamini at Engabezweni Royal Residence.
Thousands of junior maidens have cut the reed at Gapamsake as mandated by their Majesties as part of the annual reed dance. The maidens set out from Luyengweni Royal Crawl and proceeded to the reed cutting site led by Inkosatana Princess Lomapega.
The walk by junior maidens commenced at Luyengweni Royal Crawl, where they camped after being commissioned by His Majesty the King on Wednesday evening. Thousands of maidens, led by their Royal Highnesses Princess Lomapega, Princess Ntanveni and Princess Nolikwa, departed from the Royal Crawl with great anticipation. The maidens, inspired and encouraged by gifts from their Majesties in the form of sneakers and T-shirts, showed visible excitement for the reed dance, a cherished tradition where they proudly display their chastity and cultural pride. Upon arrival at Bamsake, the cutting of the reed began. The honor of cutting the first reed went to the Inkosatana of Bamsake maidens, Princess Lomapega, followed by Princess Ntanveni and Princess Nolikwa. Thereafter, the rest of the maidens eagerly entered the cutting site, determined to collect strong, high-quality reed that will be used for building windbreakers. Maidens living with disabilities also participated in the cultural rite, with the Deputy Prime Minister present to offer moral support and encouragement. Princess Lomabega expressed her satisfaction with the smooth progress of both the march and the cutting of the reed, noting the special and unique character of this year's reed dance ceremony.
Sishuce kahle bonkosi sathi nana sishuca sagidza sathi nana sifika lana sagidza kancane saseke sesida togeca lomhlanga nayo nembali sihlanganisa lomhlanga lungela ukuthi sale stohamba bonkosi.
Ngabe lisiko lemhlanga libaluleke kanganani Nkosi?
Isiko lemhlanga bonkosi libalulekile ngoba lisifundisa ukuphatha kahle nenhlonipho. Phindze lo mhlanga lona uspecial because bekasemva kwebutimba nekuthi ingonyama ishito ukuthi site kutogeca lana umhlanga bese ke sesiyabuyela sesiyayodla inyamatane labasitengele yona. Bayethe wena phakathi.
The maidens joyfully expressed their pride and excitement in taking part in this year's reed dance ceremony.
Ngijabulele ukuthi ngilamhlanje ngoba i-traditional yakangwane and sonke ekhaya siyamthanda umhlanga. Yes.
Yini lo fokuyifundzela emhlangeni?
Ngifunda ukuthi nibohloniphana nalabanye bamfana, ninakakelane nibe ngumndeni.
Igama lami nginonjabuliso ngakankambule. Ngiqhamuka kujuluka, ngiyajabula kuba semhlangeni because like yabo ngiheavy fani nalabanye amantombazane nje kumnanzi ukuthi emhlangeni yabo.
Ngisiphi nje sifundo lesikhulu lofika usifunze la emhlangeni mayelana ukuthi kufuna utiphathe njani?
Ngifunda ukuthi kumele ngiphathe kahle. Ngiphindze ngisocialize nalabanye bantu. Ngibe ngumuntu nje.
Ligama lami nginikholo ngakancomalo ngiqhamuka nelibufula kajuluka kalobamba. Emhlangeni kumnanzi senjoyile kushuca kuba nalabanye bamfo yabo. Umnanzi iphindze lokunye longufundzile ukuthi ubokwati kwatana nalabanye bamfo phinde nalokuthi sihleze siphethe kahle ukuze siqhubeka sikhe umhlanga.
Ligama lami ngisimamile wakadlamini ngiqhamuka nelibutfola kajuluka kalobamba. Mina emhlangeni ngijabule kakhulu ukuhlanganyela nalabanye bamfana. Ngafunza ukuphatha kahle bamfana nekutiphatha kahle tokhona kuphinze ngibuye emhlangeni.
Bekumnanzi kakhulu ukugeca sijabule kakhulu siyimbali. Sekuningi lesikufunza uma sigeca umhlanga sifunza ukuthi kutigcina nekutiphatha kahle.
The junior maidens are expected to return with the reed to Eswatini royal residence on Friday. They will rest on Saturday, deliver the reed on Sunday, and the main day of the reed dance ceremony will be held on Monday. Here's a report by Sandile Makanya reporting from Luyengo.
His Majesty King Mswati III has sanctioned the by-elections process for the filling of Bukopo vacancies in 2 chiefdoms. This announcement was made by the Elections and Boundaries Commission Chairman Prince Mhlaphlangene.
In a press meeting on Thursday morning, the Elections and Boundaries Commission Chairman, Prince Mhlaphlangene, announced that His Majesty King Mswati III has sanctioned the by-elections process for the filling up of Bukopo vacancies in Maqutulini and Mpumagutse Umphakathi.
And then the next stage, as it relates to same, is the inspection of the voters' register, which will take place at the affected polling divisions, as enumerated earlier. From the 3rd to the 19th of October 2025. Registered voters are encouraged to actively participate in the validation of the voters' register. The next stage that follows is the nomination of candidates to run for elections, which will be conducted between the 25th and the 26th of of October 2025. So it is either of the two dates subsequent to us having consulted with the relevant authorities. The introduction is what follows, and campaigning of the duly nominated candidates is a process and stage that follows thereafter from the 1st of November to the 20th of November 2025, wherein all duly nominated candidates and their campaign agents, Bokalajani, are expected to end their campaigning 24 hours before the poll or the polling date. Now, this brings us to the final stage, which is actually the actual polling date and day, which determines the 24-hour period backwards by which all campaigning should cease or should have ceased. And the polling day for these by-elections for the two places will be on the same day, which is the 22nd of November 2025, at the polling stations carefully designated and communicated to the affected polling divisions.
The chairman also announced that polling stations during the polling day, which is the 22nd of November, will open from 7 a.m. to 7 in the evening. The commission also urges all eligible voters who turned 18 post the 2023 general elections to heed to the call and register for the by-elections. Reporting Samgasiwe Khoza and Sikumbuzo Dlamini Kanini.
The Inkosatana of the Imbali Regiment, Her Royal Highness Princess Sakizwe, says the huge numbers of Imbali attending the Reed dance confirm the commitment of the regiment in ensuring that the Umhlanga ceremony is preserved and conserved. Her Royal Highness revealed this at Mbisi Farm, where the older regiment was cutting the reed.
Following His Majesty's command, which commanded the older Imbali regiment to proceed to Mpisi Farm to fetch reeds, the regiment followed His Majesty's order as is. While led by their Royal Highnesses the Princesses, the Magians on Thursday went to Mpisi Farm swamp to cut the reed. The Magians were still energetic even today. Along the way, they were singing and walking with pride, which was a way of showing their excitement and pride of taking part in this beautiful and historic cultural event. Upon arrival at the swamp, the Magians danced before the beginning of the cutting of the reed. Her Royal Highness Princess Sakizwe led the regiment in cutting the reed by being the first one to cut. Then the Lipovela followed. Her Royal Highness Princess Inkosi Yenzile also followed in cutting the reed. Another princess who went into the swamp was Her Royal Highness Princess Eswatini. Then the next princess was Her Royal Highness Princess Makosotando. And the last princess was Her Royal Highness Princess Buhlebetive. As the king has blessed a leader for the regiment, the Imbali leader also went into the swamp to cut the reed. Imbali leader then called upon the rest of the maidens to go into the swamp and cut the reed. We spoke to Her Royal Highness Princess Sakizwe, who said the energy amongst the regiment says it all, that they are willing to conserve and preserve this ceremony for the next generation to find it still existing.
Siyajabula kakhulu kubona libutho lelingaka lembali lisabele ingwenyama nayisibita kulomkhosi. Sikuyajabulisa kubona ukuthi nje singemaswati siyadichenya ngebuve bethu nekuthi imbali ichubeke itiphathe kahle. Kuyasijabulisa kubona ukuthi nayo imbali itigcinile yenda lokhu lekufanele. Siyajabula nekuthi eminyaka neminyaka lelibutho liyachubeka liyakhula nekuthi nalamanye emave etekuta tawusingatha nathi imvo lenhle leyo nabo kuyabakhuthata ukuthi bachubeke babambe amasiko abo njengoba senda nathi.
The newly appointed Imbali leader says there is hope that they will work together as a regiment and ensure that they preserve and conserve culture.
Lengakusho ukuthi bethe wena waphakathi ikudalwandle ngwenyameni umsebenzi welive leseyinike wona ngithembe ukuthi imbali sitawubambisana ukuthi amasiko ahambe kahle lokunye emsakati konke ukuthi njengoba sibona libutho lingangelwandle lemgqumo bonkosi muningi ukuthi libutho likujabulele uyabona ukuthi lendlela laleliningi ngayo uyabona ukuthi emaswati amasiko awo asawalandzela futhi asawathanda nekokuthi asawagcinile ngozi yabo.
After cutting the reed, the Madians went back to where they were camping to rest so that they wake up with energy the following day, as they will be returning back to Eswatini Royal residence with the reed. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia with Tabiso Dlamini at MPC Farm.
Minister of Education and Training, Honorable Owen Nxumalo, says the schools will open on the 16th of September as they were supposed to open on the 9th of September, which overlaps Umhlanga Reed Dance. The minister said this during a media briefing at the ministry's head offices in Mbabane.
Kuvula kwetikolwa sesiyakuhlehlisa siyathi ukuthi tikolwa betivulwa mhla ka9 nyalo ke zetikolwa setitawuvulwa mhla ka16 September.
Nxumalo says the initial date for schools opening was on the 9th of September, but it is now shifted to the 16th due to the overlap, as most students will be at the Umhlanga Reed Dance. Principal Secretary at the Ministry of Education, Naniki Mnisi, explained the process of school fees payments for overseas.
Overseas now, it's already ongoing, the process. Naslola lihovisi laka DPMO idolo minister basinika isiqiniseko sokuthi bayaloda.
Mnisi says overseas will be sorted out as soon as possible, as they are working with the DPM's office to process all payments. Delivering of food is amongst issues that are dealt with. Food to primary schools will be delivered by Swazi Milling, and to high schools will be delivered by Southern Trading. This process will be done as soon as schools open to avoid disappearance of food. Reporting is Etable Mamba in Mbabane.
Up next is our financial indicators.
Standard Bank.
In our sports news, the swimming national team has recorded 5 medals at the ongoing Zone 4 Africa Aquatics Regional Championship, currently being hosted at Enjabulweni School in Manzini. Luca Fraser, Hailey Hoy and Simanga Dlamini are amongst the medals winners.
The 2025 edition of the Zone 4 Championship Games entered the second day here at the Enjabulweni swimming pool that is in Manzini. Remember, 13 countries have entered the competition, including 14 that is the host nation, the Kingdom of Eswatini. What a day it was. Following the official opening yesterday by the Minister for Sports, Honorable Bongani Nzema, it was a chance to see some of the Eswatini competing. And one thing I can say clearly, it was another outstanding performance for some of the well-known faces in our swimming industry. Talk about the likes of Luca Fraser. Let's talk about also the likes of Hailey Hoy. Simanga Dlamini was also on the stage. There's also another performance from the youngster such as Josea Pediatra. So we are saying that the hosting of the competition seemed to have lifted the spirit of the team Eswatini. We did get a chance to also, earlier on have a say from different countries who attended the games, and they can never stop saying how well games have been organized. Next to me, it is the president of the Eswatini Swimming Association, Pedro Nunes. He's going to give us a rough picture of how proud they are as a country, as an association, for hosting this year's competition. Pedro, thank you very much for your presence here. Pedro, what a day it was, especially for Eswatini. Those medals, the presence of the Eswatini on the podium here, quite marvelous.
No, honestly, today was a good day. Yeah, I think maybe the presence of the Honorable Minister yesterday at the opening ceremony motivated our local athletes, because it was amazing. First gold yesterday. We got more medals today from Hailey Hoy and Luca Fraser. We got some national records broken by José Porjita. Records have been sitting there for over 31 years. It's all the countries. Everyone's excited to be here. I think if you watch the relays, the hype, this whole place feels like the Colosseum right now, and it's amazing. Yes, it's a smaller 25-meter pool, and it's exciting to be inside here with all the noise and everything. Oh, we have more important races tomorrow. We still have to look. You have the likes of Chad and Luca and Hailey and JP, José Porjita, swimming, as well as Siwakile, and those are our lights out there shining bright for us, and we got some prospect of getting some more medals tomorrow.
Here at Enjabulweni, it was Fabrice Musonera bringing you this coverage alongside Patrizia Msivi and Linda Dlamini in Manzini.
Before we come to the end of our news tonight, let us once again remind you of the stories making headlines tonight. The Majesties have commissioned the Imbali Regiment to go and cart the reed at Gamba Msake and Mpisi Farm. His Majesty King Mswati III has sanctioned the by-elections process for the filling of Bukopo vacancies in 2 chiefdoms. Minister of Education says the schools will open on the 16th of September. Well, viewers, that's all I have for you from our news desk. Thank you very much for staying with us. Good night.